What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching my video. The movie that I'm reviewing today is See How They Run. Now, basically, it's a murder mystery. Who done it? Like, oh, this person did it, or maybe this person. Or, like, everybody's got a skeleton in their closet they don't want to release, basically. So the movie starts off. You're introduced to Adrien Brody's character, and he's a film director of an up and coming movie called Mousetrap. And Mousetrap is based off of a theater production that's just started. So they're kind of doing a double whammy where they do theater and then they're gonna do a movie based off of the script for the theater production. So Adrien Brody's there; he's the film director. Now you've got multiple different departments and different people. So you've got the film people, you have the theater people, and then you have the owner of the actual theater, who has nothing to do with the production except for they're in her theater. So you've got these different players. So the film starts off with this party. You're introduced to Adrien Brody's character. Like I said, he's a director. He gets into a confrontation with the male lead actor of the theater production. And basically, because he's a theater, because he's a film act, because he's a film director, he wants a name attached to his movie. So the female lead and the male lead say, well, we're part of the theater of the production. We should be the stars of the movie. And he said, no, we need somebody that's got name recognition. So there's this whole disagreement. He gets into an argument and an altercation with the male lead of the theater production. So he's got cake on his suit, and he goes in the backstage, and he's looking for a costume or something to kind of clean him up. And when he's back there, he sees this stand that's got like a hat with a coat on it, and he kind of takes a little snicker, and he turns around, and there's a guy that's dressed up like that in all black, and he assaults Adrien Brody's character and then kills him. And then what he does is he leaves his body on the theater, like sitting on the couch area. It's sort of like I'm warning you, something bad will happen to anybody else. So I'm warning you right now. You need to stop. So Sam Rockwell's character is called in. He's a detective with Scotland Yard, and then there is a woman that is sort of like a police officer, and she's there, kind of doing something that's above her pay grade. She's just a street beat cop, so she's in there like questioning victims and all this other stuff. So she writes everything down, like everything. Like somebody says a word and she's writing it down. So they take the information, they interview some folks, they take it back to the station. The commissioner basically says, I'm putting you with a partner, and she's your partner. I think she's going to be a great detective in the future, and I want her to work with somebody that knows what they're doing. So he doesn't want to, because he's so used to doing things on his own. He's a drunk. He kind of does it at his leisure, as we'll talk about it a little bit more. So they go around to interviewing the people that were at the party. And the first person they go to is the producer of the film. Now, come to find out, this guy's got a lot of skeletons in his closet, per se. He signed a contract that said that they can't start the production of the movie until after the run of the theater. Well, they never specify how long the run could be, so it could be like 5 years. So there's conflict with that. He is sleeping with his assistant, and he's married. There's conflict with that. And then Adrien Brody's character walks in when they're lightly touching, we'll say. So he basically says, well, I know something about you, so I can use it as leverage to get whatever I want from the movie. Not whatever I want as far as money. He wants whatever he needs for the production. He knows he has one on the producer and the head of the studio. So there's a lot of stuff that is associated with the producer of the film. He's got a lot of baggage A lot of skeletons in his closet. They go and meet with the writer, and Adrien Brody's character got into it with him because there's a difference between writing a script for a play and writing a script for a movie. So he writes this first draft of this film, and Adrien Brody's character is basically like, it sucks, rewrite it. And the writer just absolutely, oh, I'm appalled. I'm offended that you told me to rewrite it. It's a masterpiece. And he's like, no, rewrite it. So there's conflict between Adrien Brody's character and the writer. And then, of course, like I said earlier, the actors have a problem with him because he wants stars part of his production. He doesn't want theater people, which, you know, they could be fine actors, but they're not a name that he can attach to the movie. So the constable, which is the police officer, and the detective, they do a little bit more investigating. They go to a bar. They start having drinks. Sam Rockwell's character gets drunk, and the constable takes him back to his house and sticks him in his bed. She sees like these pictures on the wall of different people, and she thinks that Sam Rockwell's character wife is sleeping with Adrien Brody's character, so that's why he would have motive to kill him. So they said, well, we've got your wife down here. And the wife comes. He's like, that's not my wife. Like, what? Like, yeah, that's not my wife. He's like, well, it's like, I don't care. That's not my wife. So basically, she assumed that he had a motive because she saw a picture. It could have been like at a party or something. So you've got all these people pointing at each other. Now you have the constable pointing at the detective. The detective doesn't trust her because she writes down everything, even with the detective say she writes down. So it's like if he says something weird, she could turn around and be like, "You said it. Like, why would you say that?" So it's like, so the detective gets arrested because this constable thinks that, you know, the wife and Adrien Brody's character is sleeping together. He gets arrested. He said, that's not my wife. And they dropped the charges because it's like, there was no motive. There was no motive for him to kill him because that's not his wife. So the constable finds some clues, goes to this apartment, and she's looking around this apartment, and she sees a costume that you'd wear if you're at a theater, somebody would be assisting, like an usher costume. So she's like, okay, that's strange that we found these clues. I'm at this place, and there's an usher costume that happens to match the same usher costume that a person at the theater would have wore. So she does some other investigating. She finds documents and photos and all kinds of stuff. And then she puts two and two together that is for sure the usher is the one that killed him. So she calls the Sam Rockwell character. He drives up, literally stops, looks at her. He's like, yeah, the usher. And he turns around, walks away, and drives away. Like, he didn't even investigate the place at all. She literally told him what to do, and then he left. I would get out of the car, go in there, see for myself, and then say, okay, yeah, we've got plenty of evidence that this guy is guilty. He basically was like, oh, okay, and then drove away. I thought it was pretty funny. It was like, okay, like, why did he just drive away without doing his own investigation? But I thought it was pretty funny. So during this time, there is cards invitation cards that are sent to the actors of the play, the producer, the location, the person that owns the theater, the film producer, like everybody that's associated with the production of the play and or the film gets these cards. They go to this, everybody just says, why would we come here? And as they're walking into like the living room or the kitchen area or dining room area or something, like the butt of a gun peeks out from the door, and everybody backs up. And it's revealed that it's the usher that was the killer, and he's got a gun toward everybody. So they basically said the usher, like, why would the usher have anything to do with trying to stop the production of the play and or the film? Well, come to find out, the play is based off of a true story, and the usher's brother is the character that it was based off of. And he basically was said, well, it makes my family look bad. I wasn't going to do much with when they started the play, but then when they wanted to make a movie about it, they're basically defaming the character of my family, and I don't like it, and I want to stop it. So he said, I killed the person because I wanted everybody to see, well, I killed this person and it's over. And he's like, everybody continued to do what they wanted to do with the production. It didn't matter. So he said, I had to do whatever I had to do to stop it because it was defaming the character of my family. So Sam Rockwell's character rushes in, and the killer comes out and he takes a shot at Sam Rockwell's character. The constable tackles him, and the bullet misses him. So then, as that happens, Agatha Christie, whose house this was, who is the writer of the play, and then the play that's being made into a movie, she shoots the guy from behind and kills him, and he dies. And that's how the villain basically was killed. So after that, the constable goes back to school and gets her certification or education to become a detective, and then she becomes the partner of the detective. And that's how it ends. So the detective absolutely positively did not want her to be his partner, and then at the end it ends up being his partner. So it kind of had a happy ending, but it was like, I liked how the fact that he didn't want her to be part of it at all, but somehow, some way, she kept being pushed into it, and then all of a sudden, at the end, they're partners. And maybe it was because she saved his life, so he felt like, okay, she's worthy of being my partner and stuff. So, but all in all, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was pretty clever movie. I had some chuckle points to it, but I just thought the writing was very clever. You cared about the characters because they kind of kept you on the edge of your seat as far as like, okay, who did it? Oh, Mo, could this person be the killer? Could this person be the killer? So they did a great job with that. And like I've always said many, many times before, you got to write characters that people care about. That's why I'm not a advocate for, people that push identity politics, race, gender, ethnicity, because if that's the only thing that you're writing based off of, it's not giving me a reason to care. Like I've watched numerous movies that are LGBT, ethnicity movies, if somebody's black, and if that's the only story point that you have, then that's a problem. Because somebody like me I need to care about the character to care about the movie. If I don't care about the character, I don't care about the movie. I don't care what it's about. It could be about cupcakes. If I don't care about the cupcakes, I don't care about the movie. And I tell people time and time again, that's why if you write something based off of whatever it is, it never works. You got one-dimensional characters that only people care about their gender or people care about their race. And it's like, I need substance. I need details about somebody so that I care about them. And I think this movie did a really great job of that, where they gave you just enough to care about these people, and then they gave you just enough to say, oh, maybe he's the killer. Oh, maybe this person's the killer. So they did a great job of telling the story, keeping you on the edge of your seat. So out of 10, I'd probably give it about an 8, because there was a little bit of slow parts here and there, but for the most part, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was clever. There were some great actors in it, which I'm huge fans of. Adrien Brody, Sam Rockwell. One of my favorite movies by Sam Rockwell is Moon. So check that out. It's a great movie. Sam is such a great actor, and I love his work. So definitely check out this movie. I give it 8 out of 10. So let's talk about movies. Like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you on the next one.